This is KTVU Mornings on 2.
Silence of the Lambs is getting a musical makeover. Up next, we're talking all things Halloween with the man who is bringing Dr. Hannibal Lecter to life on the stage.
Now turning to Halloween, this morning we're getting into the mood with one of the scariest characters of all time.
Dr. Hannibal Lecter was first brought to the big screen by actor Anthony Hopkins. Now the movie Silence of the Lambs is being turned into a musical parody called Silence. It's playing in San Francisco. It starts on January 26th.
Joining us this morning in studio is the man now tasked with bringing Lecter to life on the stage. Scott Hayes, good morning to you.
Good morning.
I am glad I am on this side of the table this morning.
He's friendly.
Sal.
We'll fight.
How in the world did you prepare for this role, besides maybe watching the film, and maybe you didn't watch the film?
I have watched the film a few times. Actually, even before this opportunity came up, I was a fan of the film. To me, it's one of the scariest movies ever made.
I agree.
And also, surprisingly, except for maybe a few minutes, not gory at all.
Right.
It's the suspense.
Yes.
It's like my favorite scary movie is The Birds.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's all about the build-up.
Right.
Like, you know, same with Jaws. You don't actually see the shark
Right.
for about an hour. Right. But in The Birds, there's no explanation as why it's happening, you know. But in Silence of the Lambs, obviously, there's so many layers that it almost gets confusing as to why people are doing things, you know?
But it doesn't seem to me to be a movie. I mean, there is nothing funny. There is nothing campy. I mean, everything I've seen on the big screen, it's frightening. So how do you take something that's so serious and make it into a parody?
I got to tell you, the guys who wrote this, it started in 2003, I believe. These two comedians, John and Al Kaplan, wrote like 9... They decided, we should make a musical, Silence of the Lambs, which to me is brilliant because that's one of the least things you would think of making into a musical. And they wrote 9 songs, they put them on the internet, and it became like a viral sensation. And then someone came up with the idea, well, let's turn it into a full-fledged musical. And they
Do you sing? Does Dr. Hannibal Lecter
He sings.
Wow.
He sings, yeah.
Okay.
So is this funny and scary at the same time?
It's mainly funny. It takes the movie, literally every scene in the movie is in the show, and yet it's only a cast of 9 people. So people are doubling and tripling, and there's a chorus of lambs that comment on the action, you know. In fact, in one of my songs, they're the backup singers doing the doo-wahs and the doo-wahs. And the woman playing the Jodie Foster role, Anne Norland.
Clarice.
She is brilliant. And when we did the photo shoot and they put the wig on her, we were like, it's Jodie Foster, you know.
You talk about the movie Birds. I mean, growing up, or even more recently, I mean, do you have a favorite villain in a kind of a scary movie that you looked up to, or were scared of?
You know, I got to go with Darth Vader. I mean, you know.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
He and Lecter, they're right up there as being, you know,
Darth
scary.
Vader.
You know.
When you play this character, Lecter, who's one of your favorites, but you're playing him in a comedy. How did you wrap your mind around that? I mean, he is a villain, but now he's a funny villain, I guess.
Well, I think the whole secret to it, especially with parody, is you can't play for laughs. You have to play it serious, and in a way, the more serious you play it, the funnier it is. Because if you look at the movie, a lot of it is kind of over the top already. And what these writers have done, and what our director's doing, and the designers, everyone involved, is taking the movie and like paying an homage to it, but taking it up to a more ridiculous level, you know?
I'm embarrassed that I don't know who the director or the producer of Silence of the Lambs. Did you have to get permission? I mean, is there some
didn't.
agreement?
I mean, when this started way back in New York, because it's parody,
you're free.
You have a lot of freedom.
Okay.
But as I understand it, Jodie Foster actually did see it, and the original Jonathan Demme and the people involved, you know, the creative crew on the original movie saw it, and apparently they loved it.
Oh, good. So you kind of had their blessing.
I want to make sure our viewers know that you brought in something special.
Derek, could you
Yes,
bring it? It
it's,
actually fell on the floor.
I'm
so you have
curious,
to
I mean,
kind
in
of-
preparation for the role, do you ever just sit at home and look in the mirror and
Not
rehearse your
yet.
lines?
You
That's
know,
cool. Where do you get one of those?
I don't know
I mean,
where
it is
they got
Halloween
it.
tonight.
You know,
Are you going to hand trick or are you going to give out candy wearing that, or
oh no.
okay.
I mean, I don't want to scare
or you will
anybody.
be arrested?
But it's
start
funny.
running.
We've actually done some publicity at various places in town, and when people see me in this mask,
Yeah.
I mean,
I would
everybody
imagine.
knows this. You know, it's.
Yeah.
Well, Scott Hayes, thank you
I
for
love
coming
it.
in.
Thank you for having me.
This has made me want
It's. I tell you, you will laugh your fatukas off, as they say in New
I
York.
love it.
you
We've
know?
put more information
Thank you,
about
Scott.
Silence on KTVU.com in case you do want to see it, you're intrigued. Look for it under the web links section, under the Mornings on 2 tab. You can also find it on our mobile app.